All right, what is up, guys? We have Juliet, Joey, Austin. Let's go. All right, so today we're going to be talking about what I like to call the career or the journey of the path of being a AI music entrepreneur, right? And I say AI music entrepreneur because I believe. Think about this, right? You know how there's like forks in the road, and then like imagine if like you're like you leave from Las Vegas and you just turn slightly left before you get all the way to New York, right? Right as you start the path, right? Like you just turn slightly off. Well, by the time that you get to New York, it's going to be a way off the path. It's not going to be a straight line, right? So it's the same thing as I believe by starting off as AI music entrepreneurs, we actually are. There's a whole different path for these AI or these non-AI people, right? I believe AI people are marketers first, right? They're marketers first. They're innovators because we think super fast and we are like on the cutting edge, right? Like people in the music, I'm telling you, it's like going back to like the 1950s. And I say this with all respect, because I see it, and most of them just throw stones at us. They just throw rocks at us. So it's like, you guys are going to throw rocks at us? I'm going to win by the way that I know how to win, which is by creating offers, processes, and services and software that I could sell to the market as I make my music career. All right. So during this process, if you guys realize my AI team, I just had this realization today. My AI team is a software to building platform. Like it now is a software building platform based on its latest updates. Like the latest updates of the AI code snippets has turned my AI team into a full no coding, text to code, instantly see your results software. And if you guys don't know, the highest thing if you guys Google search right now, I didn't like rig the results right now, but if you just Google search the highest paying job right now, right? Just go search what it is, the highest paying salary. It will say software engineer, right? Like software developers are the highest paying jobs right now in the world. Like one is now here's the other thing. It's not just software developers that are like, oh, it's cool, but the founders are some of the top billionaires in the world right now. Right? Like if you guys looked at what today is, like right now we live in a digital age. Well, the people that are building infrastructure on the internet are the construction workers of the new world.
It's like the new tech boom with the AI stuff.
Yep. And now check this out. Who is everyone saying, you took my job? Right? Right? In the human world, right? Americans were all saying it was the Mexicans that were coming over and taking our job, and it was all jacked up, right? And it was like, dude, they're doing construction work and they're building amazing houses. Like, I don't want to freaking do that. They're really strong. They're amazing workers. You know, like there was a really legit case for having like the Hispanic wave help Americans build the houses. Like,
yeah, or like the farmland. It's like they don't want to be out in the heat pulling.
I don't want to do that. Thank you guys. You guys rock. Like, you guys will do this all day for me. You like the owner of the farm appreciated it so much. In today's world, who is everyone complaining about? Everyone taking their jobs on the internet.
The writers, the
musicians,
artists.
And what are they? Who's taking the jobs?
AI.
We are, right? AI. The people using the AI tools and the AI tools itself. Well, guess what? We now can create the AI tools. You guys can create the AI tools just like I could create the AI tools. Now, I'm going to like what I was doing this last weekend. I literally I am building software, complete software, start to finish with logins, passwords, ability to purchase, dashboards that could switch between pages on site without ever leaving the site. Like being able to save data to that, all using the AI code snippets. Like I don't have to use Bubble. I didn't have to go to school to learn coding. I'm able to do this. I'm able to create one of the very first softwares we ever created with the music, this little AI snippet, is the AI music visual, or the little music visualizer, right? Juliet gave me an idea. Hey, check out this, make it like cool like this. It literally within hours, we had a full working software that cost me zero.
Which is awesome.
And now it's a software. And so if you guys don't see that, your AI music career, there's a difference. A musician, okay, that's why we're not calling ourselves musicians, okay? A musician is, they go out there and they just play their instrument. We are AI software, like AI musicians, right? There's a huge difference. The career path of what we are on, we're creating tools that we need to be able to do, right? Like a lot of times we needed a stem splitter. So guess what? We created a stem splitter. The same stem splitter that I use, you guys can connect to AI. You guys can literally code in less than 10 minutes, the same way I did. And you guys could sell that. How many people look just up for a stem splitter? That's it. They don't want any other software. They don't want to make images in their stem splitter. They don't want to do all of that. They just want a stem splitter. They'll happily pay $27 a month for it. And now you have a stem splitter that solves your issue and somebody else's issue, and you could sell it in the same little platform that you guys are building in. Most people just want to split their stems. If you don't know what stem, it's just splitting the different vocals, the guitar, those things. AI splits it magically, and there's a little code that runs, and it costs you nothing to run the code if you set it up on your own server. Zero. This weekend, I was able to connect Python scripts to PHP scripts to my own database. And if that sounds all crazy, I promise you, within 6 months, you guys are going to be talking like me. Because your kids are going to be—
I mean, I took an Access back in the day at my little insurance agency I was working at. After I built the website, I was like, you need some sort of like customer database. And I took an Access course, Microsoft Access, and I learned that, and I created a database, and it was a pain in the freaking ass.
Here's the thing is, I didn't use YouTube. I didn't use Google. I only used my AI team to do everything that I did. And I had zero prior knowledge on how to set up a database. Zero. I've never wrote a PHP script in my life, and now it works. I don't even know what it says. It just works. The AI, I asked the AI every single time I got stuck, hey, like—
I mean, what if something breaks? Because, you know, shit always breaks.
You're exactly right. So guess what? Oh, it broke. You copy and paste the error, and you tell the AI, fix this. And it fixes it. And then it gives out a code that fixes the error, and you copy and paste it where it tells you to copy and paste it. This thing, because guess what? The life of a developer, ask Austin, the life of a developer is, ooh, I got a new error. Ooh, it's a new error, you know? Ooh, it's a new one this time. And then magically, it works.
Yep.
That is the life of a developer. It's bug magic. Woohoo! It's a new error. Yay! I've dealt with there's days I'm like, oh, I have 600 errors I have to fix. It's just the life of a developer, right? Some people are like, oh no, that's the end of the world. No, you take a nap, you dream about it, and you go back to it. You know what I mean? It gets better when you wake up. And so this is the same thing is you have 5 hands, right? You have 5 fingers on a hand. Well, that's the same thing. You should have multiple streams of income, right? To support your lifestyle, right? It's one of those things where it's over time, you're going to start to realize with music, it's something that we have a passion for. Well, sometimes at first it requires time freedom because it doesn't necessarily get us revenue. A lot of the times people inside music, 90% of them, I'm saying 90, 99% of them I've noticed have jobs.
Yes. Even some like really big trance producers and DJs that tour all over have regular jobs.
What that means is the passion doesn't provide enough revenue to do the passion for full time. As fun as it is. Well, what are you talking about? I am not that type of person. This is a life direction that I'm going to choose. And here's the thing is I understand AI. When we were talking about who outsources it, you guys should have to understand right now we are in a technology explosion, unlike any other. We have something that cost us fractions of a penny every single time we press the button that will generate us websites, generate us art, generate us music, and now it will generate us full software if you know how to talk to it back and forth. Just going back and forth with it and say, I want the back blue. I want the button to do this.
No, and every industry is using it now for a variety of things. They might have to connect to other tools and sources with it. But even in insurance industry, like we had a training on it yesterday, it's like you upload an employee census with the dependent information and it connects to whatever databases, pharmacy databases, wherever they could pull claims data out there in the world from. And then it gives them a risk score, like if this group is like a good candidate for like self-funding, you know. So there's like so many different things.
So that right there is crazy. It is. That's a whole software.
Yeah.
And like you guys use it inside your business, and that's just like a little tiny tool. However, that entire thing can be coded up with an AI snippet.
Yeah, you just have to know where to connect it to the right sources, right?
100%. And here's the thing: is the AI is the one you ask, where's the sources?
That would be funny.
I'm not joking. That's literally what you do. The whole entire process is asking the AI how to do this. You tell it what you're doing.
It's like game changing. Like I'm actually having lunch today with my old boss for the insurance broker I used to work at in California. She actually lives in Texas now too. And they did these CalPERS breakaway studies, which is the big pools for the public entities out there. No claims data at all. And they were just kind of like pie in the sky. Theoretically, we think based on your age of your demographics, like this is what you could say. But it was all like make believe. Like, and now with these tools, you can actually get real risk assessment. It's like game changing.
Yeah, it is.
So crazy.
In a lot of stuff, like there's already companies that do the risk assessment information processing. You just find the API, which an API is like all the AI that you guys get. I have an AI dealer. I literally, like, I'm not joking. I get an AI and I'm like, hey, bro, they want this. And then I give it to you. That's it. I'm not joking. That's all I do. And then the AI tells you guys what to do. And then you guys get the information. Well, that's an API. That's all it is. So you could connect to information. You just build a form and you tell the AI, build me a form for this API. And then it does. Like, this stuff is wild. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you guys. So this week is, so I'm just going to get you guys something to start. Okay, I've been trying to get you guys where it's like you guys have everything. So you guys have this awesome, amazing website. Well, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get you guys the website, and then I'm going to add multiple sales funnels over time. Okay, because my thought is if I could get you guys to successfully be the ones in the music industry that can do music full time. Do you guys understand? Our job, my job, is to help you guys transition so you guys don't need jobs. Okay? Want is a different story. If you love your job, great job. I love that you found something that appreciates you, pays you well, and you love going to. However, need and want are two different things. Okay? Want to show up is amazing. The fact that you get to show up to a job is amazing. I love that you guys get to have that, right? Like some people don't have that option, right? However, the ability to get to stay home and have time freedom, there's a difference when all of a sudden like $150 song that you sell for a custom business is awesome. However, think of Suno. Suno sells all of us a $30 membership, and all they're doing is running a Python script on the back that doesn't cost them a dime. And every single one of us has a membership. I have 2 memberships just to keep up with my habit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just pressing the button, you know, like, because it's fun.
Well, I just posted, did you see that tweet? from Suno. Now they're doing a referral, but it's only for free credits.
Yeah. Right.
Not like to get paid, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. Hey,
It's a free credit for referring people, I guess.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
You can build that into your AI music course.
Yeah. Right. If I get enough, I might. I mean, that's $30 a month that I could save. So hey. So yeah. So this is my direction, is to make it where you guys could set these little cups down in the rain and you guys could sell these cups. I want you guys to be able to set software down in the rain. I want you guys to be able to sell software start to finish. In this last week, I'm not joking. If you guys ever heard, has anyone heard of the term full stack developer?
Yeah.
The AI turned me into so full stack developer is someone that could do front end code, back end code, which is like Python script and PHP. And then there's another thing called database, right? Connecting your database where you save all your information, right? Think of when you sign up for Facebook, you got to save your user login. Like when you sign up for an account, what's your user information? Joey's account is different than my account, right? Julie account's different than Austin's account, right? So we all have to have a different login so our messages don't get connected. Well, that needs to be in a different that's in a database. Well, the AI over this last weekend, literally no joke, guided me through on becoming a full stack developer. I set up my own database. I set up my own Python scripts and code, and I set up my own front end. All within, I'm talking, an hour.
That is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
And I know where to deploy it now to make the website live, not just on myaiteam.com. Like I could install what's called an index or a index.html file into a server and instantly see the website live. Instantly. And you guys are going to know how to do that very, 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 very soon. So like start thinking of software ideas that you could sell. I'm talking, if you guys don't know, the highest thing I've ever sold in my life was a $15,000 a month software development contract.
Wow.
$15,000. And I'm just building software that the AI can now build. It took me months to build it. And I could whip it out now in seconds. What up, Troy? Woo! Look at them from traveling.
We can't hear you.
Hi, Joyce.
You guys are.
You're muted.
Hey, I'm just saying, it was you switched to a different link, so I was all confused. I'm like, dude, where's the call? Well, it's good to see you all. I just want to make sure it's called from Rome, so I'm going to walk back down the street so you can see it, but I'll be listening.
Woohoo!
Hi, you guys are having a blast.
That is so awesome. Look, that's beautiful. All right, so look, time freedom. I'm glad that they're talking to me, right? They showed up.
Well, okay.
Right?
In messaging all of the people from your group, I've gotten conversations with some of them, and
Nice.
Some of them are like one guy sent me a new AI music video, like a video generator.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it because it sounds because I made that last one in Canva, right? And it's like 6-second clips, 10-second clips, 20-second clips, whatever that you have to it takes some time to arrange for like a full song, right? And he's like, yeah, you could probably just generate like 4 clips. And I'm like, that sounds like it would save me so much time.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's it. I'm trying to find shortcuts faster, pump things out quicker.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. Now, here's what's really interesting about that is all right. So I'm going to be getting you guys a website so you guys get stuff launched. And then I'm going to be showing you guys the process. The reason I'm really glad I actually haven't given you guys a website yet, because the way I show you guys how to do this, you guys are actually going to be getting a server too. Okay. And you don't have to, but I highly recommend you getting a server so you guys can deploy these little code scripts on your own server that doesn't cost you anything, that you guys can build this software what I'm going to show you guys in a few seconds. All right. So Julia just mentioned something that I find myself that we've talked about a lot, where we talk about these little tools that we need to document where we put, where we create, oh man, how do I put a tool on? right? So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you guys what I mean that you guys can instantly be coders, right? So I'm going to go to this AI snippet, okay? And I'm going to start from scratch, okay? So I'm just going to click create new snippet, and I'm going to say I want to create a AI software tool directory, okay? Directory, like Product Hunt. Product Hunt is like a a nice one. Product Hunt. I want to create AI directory like Product Hunt. All right, cool. And now I'm just going to hit this, okay? And here's the thing. It's just going to write my code. This is going to get us just like on the board. You know what I mean? Like you saw how much we just literally inputted. It's not much. It's just going to get us on the board with this. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so.
Yeah, like I want to do like for the news and everything, I want to create like tools that I can easily like pump stuff out to the different social medias quickly, or just promoting the different news articles or whatever. So yeah. I'm sure there's things we could create.
Absolutely, right? So here is the AI software tool directory, right? And now we literally instantly have this little software that we could actually like add, right? There's nothing here. It's just like basic, right? Well, now we could go back and forth. All right, well, have you guys ever heard of something called Xano? Xano, right? If not, no worries.
Yes.
Nailed it, Austin. I knew Austin probably has. All right, so Xano is what's called a no-code database, right? So if we wanted this AI software tool directory to make it where we could add software tools, right? So one, I'm going to say make it so the tool has a logo, a logo, tool name, description, and URL to go to a URL to a URL, whatever. All right. And then I'm going to hit generate. All right. So basically up here is where you can iterate back and forth with this software. Like you don't have to know how to code. If you want to view code, well, you could go up here and you could view the code. You could update and change things in the code if you're a coder. Well, you don't have to, right? Over time, you're gonna learn this because you're gonna just know. Well, guess what? Check out this. This literally instantly just made it where I have a logo, the tool description, and then there's gonna be a link right here. All right. If it made the changes, you see how it like kind of updated my formatting. I don't really want that. So you see how this little arrow, how it says 2 of 2. I could hit back and I could go back to this, and it comes back here. So now it's to a previous version. If you want to start all the way over, you could start over at 0. Or you could go, and now you could say, I want to make a, what you said from the start, right? Or you could keep using this one, right? I'm going to say, keep the formatting, right? Say, keep the formatting, right? Because I don't want it to change the formatting. And now I can make the changes for whatever's on this screen right here, whatever the code is here, is what this is going to change, right? It's not going to change this new one. It's going to change whatever this one is. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So now it's going to change this. Well, here's what's really cool is if I ever have a question. So now look, it added my thing and then it added the link, right? So now I could literally click on the tool right here and then it will have here, right? And I want to say, show the link also. All right, generate. Right, and now it's going to update the code. You see how it says save code right here and it's green? You're going to want to save, if you ever want to save the code so you could refresh, if it's green, it means you haven't saved. Whatever is showing right now on this main page, that's what's going to save, right?
My son learned that. He's like, look, it's not saved.
So you want to hit that save. Awesome. And then you can hit refresh and then look, the code is saved. And then it will refresh back to 1 of 1. So if you have a whole bunch of edits and you want to do that and you just want to like, okay, I'm just going to save here and then refresh. That's what I do a lot. All right. Well, now look, if we have no way to add the tools, right? So I'm going to say, give me a way to give me a button that opens a beautiful styled pop-up to add a new tool. All right. Well, now I hit generate, and then this is going to generate this. Well, there's a lot of times too that you might not know what to do next. You see how I'm giving like individual single instructions, one at a time, right? I'm not sitting here saying, make me this giant software that does this and this and this and this and this. It's like, dude, the AI, like, tell your friend that, you know what I mean? Like, make it do this. And it's like, make it scrape the internet and pull back all the leads. It's like, what are you talking about? That's not even possible. You know what I mean? Right. So now we have a little add new tool button. And then now we have here, right? And then it's this little add tool. Well, I could hit save. I like that. All right. There's absolutely no way to close this. So that's annoying. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. All right. So make a small little X to close the pop-up. All right. Sometimes you could give small instruction that you could say, add the button, the new tool button also to the header, right? The header. And I'm going to say, copy this, copy image address, and add my logo, right? And then I'm going to hit my generate. So now I'm only given a couple small instructions at once. You could do that where it's like small instructions, but trying to ask it to do multiple massive things, you know, like a multiple step that it has to do multiple steps in one, that's a little tough. But giving it small instructions where it's like, do this, do that. Those are small, simple instructions, right? It can handle that. So you kind of need to know how to talk to this. If you've ever talked to a developer, well, look, it just did this, right? Now I have a logo up here and I have add tool up here. I could save, right? We're coming to get, we're getting there, right? Now we have a little like software. Well, now I have a little X. All right. Well, now I'm going to say, style this whole thing like Apple designed it with world-class designers. All right. And use Poppins. My wife likes that font. I'm going to use that font. All right. So that's a font. Over time, you'll find things that you like and you know what to say. And right, I love saying designed it like Apple because why? Apple is soft and beautiful and nice and clean, right? I like their style. Right. So look, we have an AI software tool directory that this is soon going to be a thing that we can now put on our own website. And now how many times have we been like, oh, do you know this tool? You know this tool? You know this tool? And it's like, now we're going to have a spot that we can actually add these tools so we can stop saying like, do you know this tool? Right. Look, now we have a little front, right? I'm going to save this. I'm going to say, make the header white, background, and the font black. Okay. The font black. All right. And now we're going to see, how does this add tool look? Disgusting. All right. And I'm going to have to tell it to style the little pop-up, right? So I'm just making these changes. Now, here's the thing. What happens if you get stuck, right? Last night, I was coding a game because I was just having fun, right? And so I literally I click this, and now we have this chat thing, right? So you see where it says this little chat? I could click this little like icon. It says chat with code. And I could ask it, what would make this way cooler, right? And it knows what this is. It knows what this code is. It's referencing the code that's actively on the website, and it's gonna reference it. And then it's gonna say, look, add animations, improve the design, interactive elements, right? Show tool details, right? That's cool. Right? Show more details about the tool when clicked, like brief description or a rating system. I'm definitely going to add that, right? Custom scroll bars, loading animations, user feedback, right? So now you could rate on that. I'm going to add this, right? So these are little things. Ads. Freaking nailed it, Austin. All right. So I'm going to add ads in a second. Dude, my phone is blowing up. That drives me nuts. It's like a massage in my pocket. All right. All right, so look, now you guys see how we have this beautiful style? Like this is coming together, right? And so now I'm gonna say, bro, you really, really, really need to style the pop-up, homie. All right. All right. And it responds to how you talk to it, right? Like you don't need to spell correctly, which is my benefit. All right. And you can talk to it how you want. All right. And then right now you see this little pop-up. This is the grossest looking thing. All right, bro, how do I mute everything right now? Everything is pinging. All right. All right. So, all right. So this is going to style it. And now if you guys know, we don't actually have like a, okay. So you see how it didn't do anything? Like unfortunately, like nothing actually happened. What I'm going to copy this and I'm going to copy it. I'm just going to refresh it. Okay. And I'm just going to like, sometimes give it a break, right? The AI just gets hung up and doesn't do what it needs to do. And it just doesn't spit out the answer. All right. And here's what also one of the things to notice, the AI, this is not many people have text to code, right? This is something that the internet doesn't have there, right? Like text to software instantly. It doesn't have, like, we're one of the first. So over time, you might have your code where it starts to get too long. Usually around 400, bro, this is terrible. All right, bro, you need to style it, make it match the styling from everything else. All right. Right now the styling is not very good, right? I'm sure I could add a tool, right? So my AI team, blah, blah, tool URL. I don't like the tool URL logo. I want to be able to upload it, something, okay? So now here's what's cool is Xano is what's something called a database, right? So if I actually wanted this data to persist on the website to actually make it where dude, how do I mute these text messages? All right, so it's not just, all right, so make the close button super small and make all of them the same blue also. All right. So we have our add tool. It's just not adding this and making it look clean, which is fine, right? Sometimes the AI gets stuck in its ways and you literally like, it's no joke. I think sometimes you have to start from scratch, as crazy it is. Like it gets stuck in its ways and it's like, oh, I'm not going to change this thing even though you keep asking me. And it's like, bro. So you just kind of have to know how to work with the tool, almost like how in early AI images, it couldn't do fingers, right? You just learn how to work with that. You know what I mean? That's the same thing with this, is sometimes you got to learn how to work with this tool. And now we have, like now it's a little bit better, right? It's not much better, but it's a little bit better. All right. So now we have this little tool. I want to connect it to a database. So if you guys never heard of Xano, Xano is essentially it's a no-code database, but you can connect it with an API. If you guys don't know what an API is, like I said, smart people set up an API and it does things, and then now you just have to connect it somehow. All right, so here's what it is. If I go into this API database, all an API is and all a database is, right? Does anyone know what a database is? At the very basic, what is a database? Right, anybody?
Yeah, it's where you house all the data, all the info.
Yep,
Right.
all the data, all the info, all of the user info, and yeah.
Nailed it, right? So all the user interface, we host all that. The very simplistic, basic, a database is an Excel sheet. That's it. An Excel sheet. All right, so now watch this. I'm going to hit add table. A table is a database. A database table is a spreadsheet. That's it. You see how right here where it says have your data in an Airtable or a CSV file? That's what data is, a CSV file. if you guys look at this software, if you look at the front end of what we just created in this few seconds, tool, right? I click on this. You see how it says tool name? Imagine if I'm creating a database, so I'm going to enter data manually, and I'm going to call this AI tools, right? AI tools. And then guess what? If I add a new tool, which is going to be text, right? The name, guess what is this called? What do we name it over here? This is tool name. You see how this is called tool name? Well, my tool name. You see how I'm making data the same thing? So now in my spreadsheet, tool name is tool name right there. Boom. Well, guess what? What's the next one? Tool description. You see how all we're doing is setting up a spreadsheet? This is not hard. Tool description. Did you guys think you guys would be learning software development today? All right. So,
No, these days.
all right. All right, tool description. Now, tool logo. You see how it says logo URL? I don't want to do that logo URL. I want to actually do the file. So I'm going to scroll down right here, and it says storage. And I'm going to say image metadata, and I'm going to say tool logo. Super simple. Save. And now I can upload my logos to this. And this says tool URL. Bingo, baby. Now I'm going to say tool URL. Tool URL. And then I'm going to hit save. Well, now check out this. Well, how do we get our front end to talk to this? Are you guys ready? This is something called documentation. You guys are going to learn how to read this, right? You guys are going to have to learn how to have documentation. You're going to have to learn APIs. And if that sounds really scary, I'm joking. Now I'm going to show you guys this, right? So watch this.
Definitely something your site needs, Jeff. Documentation.
Right? Slow ball. All right. All right. It's fighting words. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you out on it.
All right. So here is what's cool. So when we created that database, so we have this little database. All right. And then I'm still new into this area too. So this is, you see how it says like schema? This is like what it looks like for the data, right? Well, if we actually connect to this into what's called an API, all right, we have our AI tools. Let's see, where did I just put this? I think I added it to a group. Let's see.
AI tools.
Was it called AI tools, right? Was that where it says first AI tools?
Yeah, because, yep.
All right, so this is the AI tools. I think this is the one I set up last night as I did all this. Okay, so yeah, tools. All right, so essentially, here's our AI tools. If we go into what is called these API endpoints, and it's called, let's see, let me find where we're at. Oh, it's right here. It's called Swagger documentation. All right, Swagger. All right, so it's right here, and it's called the Swagger. All right, the Swagger is essentially the documentation of how we talk to the APIs. Right, so you guys see right here where it says here is our delete. Right, so there's four things it's called in software. All right, it's called CRUD. All right, has anyone heard CRUD before? All right, CRUD is called create, read, update, and delete, right? If we go to Facebook, right, and I go to make a post, right, think of what Facebook is, okay? If I go to make a post and I wanted to post like an image or something, right? If I wanted to make a post, here is create post. You see that? Create post. So I could create a post and I could add an image and all that stuff. And then if I scroll down through my post, it says I could read other people's posts, right? So this is Colton's post, and I could read his post, and he could edit his post, and he could delete his post, right? So create, read, update, and delete. Okay? Those are the four things in software. Well, if we look at this Swagger documentation, we have post, which means add a new AI tool record. So now we could post a new AI tool record. Well, we could also get and read all the AI tool records. We could also delete the tool records. And we could also get means update, right? So now we could get, and then we could send new information and we could update, right? So here's what's really cool. If I go to post, and then this has all this information, I actually don't know what all this says. All right, tell you the truth. All right, I'm just going to say try out. And here's what it's going to do. It's going to give me this thing that says execute. Well, now it gives me this little code, right? This magic little code that I could copy, and it's this little post API curls thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over to the AI tool finder, our little thing, and I'm going to say, update the add new tool to connect to this API. Also make it so I can upload the image to it. Boom. And then I'm just going to paste the API in. Whatever that data was over there, I'm just going to paste it in there. All right. And then I'm just going to hit generate. All right. And now here's what's cool. Okay. So inside this, right? So this is the AI tools database. If I go into the database, right, and we have the AI tools database, well, right here is some of the AI tools that I set up last night. Okay. These are the ones that we're just connecting to. Okay. So I have all of these things here, and this is right now, this is the 18th, right, at 45. So you see right here, this just created, this was 2 minutes ago. This is at 9:45. Well, if I go back into here in a few seconds, this will update. And if I go into the Swagger, here's what's cool. This Swagger has the get, right? So this is get, and this is also the query, right? So this is query all AI tool records. If I want to query all of them, it will get all the tools, all of them, right? So in a few seconds, right, why that's kind of loading, I'm going to hit try out and I'm going to hit execute, right? Well, guess what? This also produces a curl command. So I'm going to copy this, right? I'm going to go back over into this bad boy, right? I'm going to save the code. When we have add new code, cool, I can upload. And I'm going to say, make it so the tools show this API. All right, and I'm just going to paste it. So now down here, it's going to display the tools. So this full thing right now, all right, I just want to let you know our coaching call is an hour long. The first few minutes, we talked about all of this. Now, those last 5, maybe 20, 30 minutes, we built this software. In this last 10 minutes, we're going to put this software on a brand new domain, and you guys are going to be able to add any tool that you guys so choose. Okay. So now I'm going to hit save code, and we're going to refresh this. Let's check.
Yeah, I mean, you can essentially take like those, what is it called? Linktree websites and create like your own, then you don't have to pay that monthly fee for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, in seconds. All right. So here's what's cool, right? So this just popped out. So let me see. Let's go back to this little Swagger, right? This popped out all of this request body. So now I'm gonna populate this request body real fast. So I'm gonna copy this, because the request body is what returns. You see how these are broken? How these aren't actually matching up? I'm going to say the AI tool API returns this data. All right, this data. Make sure it all matches up. And I'm going to paste. All right, I'm going to paste. We have our add tool here. Cool. So in a few seconds, we're going to see if the add tool works, and we're going to see if all of our tools are displayed. And then instantly we have this thing. And now here's the cool thing is I can make it where we could add affiliate links, right? So this is going to be on our tools.myaiteam.com in a few seconds. Like literally less than 10 minutes. We're going to have this fully deployed after we connect this. I might even make it where there has to be a special password to add onto the tool, so only I could upload, or you guys could upload certain ones. You know what I mean? So only it's special tools, and I don't have to create logins, and it's only my tools. You know, and so I mean, now I have a whole tool software, like in seconds. Like this is crazy. This is something that I was building as a directory with Austin. Remember, we were building this. This was a thing that we were trying to build with Bubble. And I mean, we're
The humans behind AI.
Yep. And now we're just sitting here drinking coffee as the AI is coding. I mean, this is
Agreed.
We could be sitting here making a music track while it's
for real.
doing all that.
Right. So now here's another thing that I was thinking about. A lot of people need music and they need to embed it on their site. You could make a custom coded in MP3 player that this codes up. And then you could have it where people could upload their music and this could embed onto their own site. And that's how you could keep serving the AI music people, the music people. Create things for those music industries. You guys see how fast we're doing it. Right now, I'm creating an AI software tool directory. How many here do you guys have a thing that lists AI music artists? How many people would like that? Joey talks about these like AI things. We'll make a form that people could sign up and submit their songs and it gets sent to you. You know what I mean? Like all of these things are possible now. Right. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I saw someone in the AI music group post like a Spotify. She's doing like top 50 AI tracks, Spotify playlist. They could get added to it. I was like, oh, that's kind of a good idea. And then get other people to join it. But if you did also like a directory or a online website where people could promote their stuff.
1,000%, right? So, all right. So look, so that returned a broken code. It literally, if I forward this right here, if I go back to step 2, right, you see how it doesn't display anything. And if I hit view code, well, look at this. Line 274 has this gigantic wall of text that there's no code after that. You see how it breaks? That's a real thing. So you're going to hit back and you're just going to say, like, you're just going to re-update it, right? That's why we have that little back button, okay? And I'm just going to repaste that data because that's an extremely long input because that sends over a different type of file. It's just like it's just a base 64 code, right? Whatever. Right. So it's just a really long file. So I just hit back and now we just re-inputted it a little bit, right? We changed our input slightly. So you can always make these edits. All right. So we have 2 minutes, 7 minutes. I just watched it change until we get this little update. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to log into cPanel. All right. Have you guys ever heard of a cPanel server before?
Yes.
Awesome. Right. This is what most of the internet runs on, right? This is where you can put WordPress sites on and all that stuff, right? Right. So here's what we're going to do. Now we're in cPanel. And all right. So look, you guys see my thing? Look, my tool's here. How do you like them apples? All right, check this out. All right, look, now we can add tool. I'm gonna say CapCut, right? Let's just try it. Makes videos, right? Videos and stuff, right? And then I'm gonna upload a logo, and then we're gonna upload this AI music tool URL https://capcut.com. Add tool, baby. All right, let's see if it worked. Did it work? The add tool didn't work. All right, now if you right click and you hit something called inspect, you could actually see something in the console, right? The console is like your little like messages, right? So if I click this, you see how I get this little error? Right, uncaught, right? Information on click, blah, 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 right? So something is happening, whatever this error is, right? Juliet says, what happens if there's an error, right? I don't know. I'm just going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it in there and I'm going to hit generate. Right. And I don't know what that error means, but I'm going to see. We got Tony on here coming in hot. All right. So whatever that error was, we'll figure it out. Right. And if I go over into my database, well, do I have any new data? Well, we shall see. All right, no new data, right? Which means I'm not fully connected to it, right? So we'll check over here after this loads, and we will see. Now, here's the cool thing. Sometimes if I hit reset chat, sometimes I could say, why am I getting this? All right, and then I could just ask it. And then I'm chatting with the AI in the code, and I can ask it why I'm getting these errors. Okay. And now it will respond. Sometimes you could just send it over here and magically, hopefully, it will work, right? My AI team, tool description, blah, blah, blah. Right. Let's see if this works. Tool URL. Look, now I added the tool. Woohoo! It fixed it. Yes. You see that? It fixed it like a boss. All right. So now the images aren't displaying, right? It seems like the images aren't displaying. Can you fix, please? All right. So you see how we just got a new error? We fixed an error. We went to a new thing. I don't know what that error said. Does that make sense? Like when I did that little console thing, I just copied and pasted the error into the AI and it magically fixed it. I don't know how. It did it itself, right? Does this search work? My AI team? No. Lame. All right, so the search doesn't work, so we need to tell it to fix and make the search work. All right, so now if we wanted to deploy this on our own little server, right? So I'm just gonna hit refresh on this. If we wanted to deploy this on our little own server, here's what we could do is, let's just say I want to deploy this whole little software. If we go to view code, there's a couple things you guys could do. There's this copy code, so you guys could embed it right into like Aspire Builder, right? If you guys go to aspirebuilder.com, you guys can embed this. You could also copy this iframe code, right? You see how it says iframe code? And if you guys do use something like Aspire Builder, right? So, wherever your guys' Aspire Builder account is, right? So let me do this real fast. So, AI team. All right, so inside like something like Aspire Builder, you guys can take this, and now I just copied that little iframe. Well, I could go to, let's just say, a random website like this, right? Or a random page. And I use this one a lot, as you guys can see. Right, so I'm going to delete this top part, and I'm going to edit code, and I'm going to paste this code in. And this literally just added this iframe in here. Well, what's an iframe? An iframe is a window into another website, right? So literally instantly, I've embedded this whole other website onto my AIteam.com. And because you see how I'm signed in as a user, so I could see this little edit, but nobody else will be able to see it. They'll only see this little directory here. So literally I could add this to any website and people could use this and view it, and it could be on any domain. Well, I could also now, what I added this last weekend is I have this little thing called download file. All right, where you download the index.html file. All right, so now here's what's cool. I'm going to go up to my cPanel server, all right, and I'm going to go to this little thing called a domain, right? I'm going to add a domain, right? And I'm just going to add a domain, and it's just going to be tools, right? You see how I have all these domains? I'm going to add a new domain called tools.myAIteam.com. All right, well, guess what? I'm going to submit. All right, and if you guys don't know, because I have a server on cPanel, right? I have a server on cPanel. I can create subdomains anytime I want to check out this. Well, how do we actually add something to that domain? Well, if I go to File Manager right here, right? We have this File Manager, and then now magically on the left-hand side, you see all these are files. A server on the internet, a website server. All it is just like a computer. Right? Just like you guys have files on your computer, well, you have files on the server. So I'm going to click tools. You see how there's on this left-hand side, there's all these files. Well, there's this tool. It says tools.myAIteam.com. Well, that's the file that hosts all the website information. But there's nothing, you see how I click on it? All there is this CGI.bin. I don't even know what that is. However, I'm going to click upload, and I'm going to go to right here, right? It just turned 10 o'clock right now, just now. 10 o'clock, okay? This little file, you see how it says, you guys can't see it, but it says index.13, right? Well, index.13, well, that's not index.html. So if I go to my website right now, right? So if I type in tools.myaiteam.com, you're going to see it shows like some random files. Look, it's going to be like some file thing. Oh, look, sorry, it's not available yet. Sometimes the internet takes a second to load. All right, so this will take a second to load, but check this out. What really happens is this index.html file, it actually has to say, I'm going to rename it. It has to say index.html, just index.html. And now I'm going to hit rename. Here's what here's what if I click on this, watch this. If I click on this, I could view this web page. Well, it actually downloads it, right? So I'm just gonna go to this page, tools.myaiteam. It's still loading, but in a few minutes, this little website page, right? If I hit view, that doesn't look like anything like I wanted to do. All right, all right. This is what all the code looks like. However, in a few seconds,
It's live on my end.
Let's go. Right? Austin, share your screen, please. Let me see.
Of course.
Let's see that bad boy.
I got nothing else to share.
Look at that.
Can you go? Let's see.
You guys see that? Tools.myaiteam.com. Right? I think I probably still need to do some back and forth with making sure that tool submits correctly. Right? However, you guys see how it's pulling from my database of the previous, how it says my AI team on there still, right? Like that's the data from my tool. I don't know if I might have to go back and forth and update the code to make it where it works and all that stuff. But you see how fast I was able to deploy it to a server? That's a full-blown software, guys. Like you guys know software just like that has customers that pay to be on top.
Logo's working. I just added a tool.
Nice.
You know,
The people's prompt.
All right, I gotta get ready to go to a lunch meeting, but thanks.
indeed. So here's the thing. Very soon, if you need to leave by Juliet, here's the thing. Very soon, these little software tools just like this are what I'm going to be giving into this group. I'm going to be coding up cool things that do this, and I'm going to be giving them away as much as I can to you guys. Your guys' job is to build sales funnels, sales businesses that sell those things, and I'm going to show you how to do. Go ahead, Austin.
One thing that I will say.
Yeah.
So I went to go and I added a tool. Here, actually, let me share my screen again.
Yeah.
Because it'll easier to explain. So I'm in the directory, right? I added a tool. I want to go and click on the tool. I go click on the tool. It brings me to tools.myaiteam.com/thepeoplesprompt.com.
Nice. Okay.
Well, now, should it be bringing it? I don't know what you want, what your plans are for it to be bringing it to the tool or to that tools page or to the domain.
100%, right? So this is the iterative process of software development. I promise you, you're going to deploy your tool and people are going to use it, and then they're going to be like, hey, it doesn't work. It doesn't do this. You see how the search doesn't work? It doesn't do stuff. Those are the bugs that you learn how to, oh, the search works if you hit search. That's cool. Okay. The search should work live. You know what I mean? Like I want the search to work dynamically all the time, type thing. So now here's the thing is, this is one of those things where you go back and forth with it. You edit it and you update, right? Software, my AI team, I've been working on it for 3 years. You might over time make a small tool, get it launched, and then you set it up, right? You make it up and then you update it over time, right? So don't feel that like, oh no, I have to create this gigantic software right from the start and it needs to be perfect. Start small. The AI could only code right now 400 and something lines anyways. So you need to learn eventually how to connect multiple pages and connect different like logins and signups, right? Like this is, think of it, this is your journey of this. Because here's the thing, you might create a little software thing that guides people on how to create AI music, just like I'm doing, but it's a step-by-step process where there's little check boxes, where there's a little process they could say, add new song, and it makes new song. And then you turn all of this into a system, but with software. And you just make it check boxes for them, right? And then that's how you add value. Adding value is finding problems and solving it with software like this. Like that's value, okay? Like just little tiny things. Somebody has an issue, they need to go MP3 to a WAV file or a WAV file. Make that a software. Sell it for free. Put your link. Want to hire me for custom software? Put an application on that thing. You know what I mean? Like use these tools. You saw how fast we just built it. This is a directory for tools. Obviously, I could go back and forth and update it. However, we just deployed, we went from an idea to a workable software, to a database, to the ability to save, to the ability to where it's on a domain on our server that costs us $0 to run. If that doesn't start to open your ideas for what could you possibly create in the future, I promise you this software development, most people, one, have no clue how to talk to the AI. Two, software development, like I said, Google search who gets paid the most, right? Sell the things that people are already buying for high price, right? What do you think you can make faster $1,000 with? Selling a hoopty car, right? A beater, right? Or selling a Lamborghini, right? Selling a really nice Ferrari. You're gonna have an easier time trying to find and sell something like that, and you're gonna make money higher because you're selling a higher price product. Simply selling a higher price product is the fastest way to change your current financial situation. Hey, I was selling lemonade and now I'm selling gallons of lemonade, right? I'm selling to these things, right? I'm not selling lemonade anymore. I'm selling houses and real estate, right? Troy is in Rome, right? Where are you guys at, Troy? Right? You guys are traveling the world. Why? Because they sell real estate. They're freaking smart. They sell big, expensive things. Genius. Code in software doesn't cost you anything. It becomes something that you could set down in the rain and sell over and over and over again. Thanks for joining us, Troy.
Am I upside down right now?
Yeah, you look great.
My battery was going out, so I was like, oh man, so I need to get back. I don't want to miss the end of the call. I'm trying to plug it in international, and then I have this external that I just plugged in, trying to log in from my mom's phone and everything. But no, I'm here. I appreciate you guys. I'm glad to be here.
Way to show it, man. Way to show it.
Yes, sir. And that's epic. You know what? When I was walking around, I was on silent because it's crowds. But you were talking about how you get 400 lines and how the code, I imagine, just kind of starts to get clunky or confused is what I'm guessing you were getting at. And so how a lot of people, you could do with songs or reports or books or whatever it is, you basically build things out piece by piece. And then you take it back to, would you, is there a preference? I know, what is there, chat, but I'm trying to think of the other one. There's ChatGPT, and then there's the one that's really about writing, and I'm spacing it right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then basically take all that code and then just say, hey, clean up this, but don't change a thing or something, and just have it clean up that code so that it's not as clunky.
You're absolutely
would you do that? And I imagine you have done that. How have you done it?
Oh, you're absolutely right. So here's the thing is, if I go to this chat, a lot of times I do that. I literally tell it, clean up the code or make it smaller. And here's the thing is, once you get past the 400, I code in the chat more often than I code in there. Because what happens, you see how it gives the response right here? And here's code. A lot of times I'm saying, hey, code me this feature. And then I go over here into the view code and I actually add the feature into here. And then I hit save code. So I'm actually coding with the chat and it knows what the code is. So it's referencing my code so I don't have to copy and paste it.
Right.
And now I'm telling it, hey, I want this feature, add it. And then I hit save code. And then the AI knows my code again. Because here's the thing, right now, the AI could handle 1 million input, but the output is limited to like 50, 30,000 characters. You know what I mean? So the input could be massive. So our code could be as long as we want. But the output of the AI right now is limited where it's at in the world. Eventually, I see the AI is able to output 1 million code, but we're not there yet. Eventually. So this is the foundation.
Right. And I guess in the same vein, that's all made me think, just like you create an avatar with ChatGPT so that it can write a book like your personality. Have you tried, or you probably have already, or what do you think about basically creating a coder avatar, right? So that it learns to think and code like a certain person, so that when you're adding these prompts, it's basically filtering through the personality of that coder before it even becomes code.
That's really interesting. I wonder if there's more coders that the AI is trained on their data like that.
Yeah, but that's I'm guessing it's obviously next level, and it's not far. It's not too far away, right?
Yeah.
So that it could think like you code, and we just have a Jeff code, coder bot or coder avatar, and yeah. Hey, by the way, yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I have interesting stuff. I know you're still recording, so I don't want to cut into your class, but no, dude, I've already made like 3 songs for Italians out here in Italian. They don't know shit about Suno. We went out on the boat, to Capri, and then on the way back, I made a song about the captain. He doesn't even speak English, and then by the time we get to dock, they're all stoked because these 2 guys gotta have a song now about them chasing girls in Capri. And then what I did it with the little coffee guy at our place this morning. I did it with a cabbie just dropping us off at the hotel from the train station. I'm like, here, made a song. He didn't even speak English. Didn't have time to share it with them. The other guys, I WhatsApped it to him, but it's super cool. And what it reminds me of is, remember when we were talking about those basically the blue ocean strategy, or those huge markets that maybe don't have the knowledge or access that we do, and being able to tap into those markets early. I'm thinking, shoot, I'm gonna invite everybody into the AI music school, and freaking bring them in. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be 3 levels deep in Italy. Just freaking.
Let's go.
Don't worry, I claim the country.
Let's go,
Yeah, so that's why I have their WhatsApp. I'm like, they're just amazed, right? And I just go, hey, look, here you go. Why don't you share this with your kids that know English better? They might dig. So we might have some people in these calls from Italy soon.
Heck yes. Way to go, Troy. Way to make it international. I'm so proud of you, man.
It's crazy good. So I don't know if you have other things. Here's this view. See that back there? That's the Vatican. Right there. Is that freaking nuts? We go see that in the morning.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Love you guys. It was a good call. I don't know how, like I said, I just jumped back on. I didn't want to miss the close.
Yeah. I'm so glad. You guys showed up. These coaching calls are my favorite. So I'm glad we have a new home for it. This group is growing amazingly, and I'm glad our core group keeps showing up. You guys rock. So I'm gonna jump off. Thank you so much.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what's up? Yeah, sorry, I sent you a bunch of messages because I went to the old Google, the old Meet, the old school link, and I'm like, where is it? Are my times off? And I'm sending you screenshots, and then I went in the chat and I saw that you had a new link.
Yep. I have the calendar. So if you guys got that email, there's a calendar that you could basically book it to your calendar for each one. So then you could save the times, and then it's like easy, saves the times on all your calendars.
I had the time right. It was just for some reason the link had changed, because the link in the calendar was different than the link in the chat. And then I thought there was one other thing I was going to say, and darn it, I think I just forgot. But yeah, it's epic stuff, and I don't know. Let's make it happen.
Indeed. Love you guys. I'll see you guys
Love you
Thursday.
too.
Talk soon.
All right. See ya.
Bye. Bye.